Got my cutter, got my torch. Pour a beverage and I step out on the porch. Grab a cigar, I love that view. I guess it's time for another Poolside Cigar Review.
How you doing, everybody? Welcome to another weeknight edition of Poolside Cigar Reviews with Kirk. This is a good weeknight edition because it's Friday night. Friday night's a good night. So I'm coming at you with an Alec Bradley Mundial. This is the PL5. PL means Punta Lanza, which means like point of the lance. It's got like a perfecto tip on there. It's a nice cigar. You know, I think about two of these when the Mundial first came out, and I thought it was okay. It's a very expensive cigar. You know, I want to say that the retail on this is like 12 or 13 bucks, but I picked up a 10-pack of these from Holtz.com for $39.95 shipped. So for $4 a piece, I'll take that all day long. It's a great cigar. Really like it. Don't know if it's worth $12 or $13. But I sure am enjoying it. You know, I think this would have been a great $8 cigar. $8-9. 13, that's pushing it, man. That's a lot of money for a cigar. And $4, that's a steal. And I'm pairing it tonight with a great single malt Scotch. One that's really grown on me. And that's the Clynelish 14-year. Nice coastal Highland malt. It's a very I don't know. It's interesting because the Clynelish is a distinctive malt. I haven't really had a single malt that tastes like this, but it's distinctive, but it's not overly assertive. It's got some vanilla flavors. You know, they describe it on the label as having a candle wax flavor and a candle wax nose. And if I try to get that, then I can kind of see where they're coming from, but not sure I get the candle wax. This one's really hard for me to pin down, though. Still a good Scotch, good overall pairing Scotch for cigars. If you're just getting into Scotch, again, I always recommend Highland Park 12. You know, Highland Park 12 here I think is a great introductory Scotch because it's got a little bit of everything. It's got a little bit of peat. It's got those vanilla bourbon notes. It's got those fruity sherry notes. It's got a little bit of everything. So if you really want to see what a single malt is about, Highland Park 12 is a great place to stop first. And then, if you liked that, maybe give a Clynelish a try. Maybe give Old Polney a try. I'm trying to think where else you might want to go. But, yeah, anyway. I like the Clynelish. It's a great cigar pairing Scotch. Because, like I said, it's got a lot of flavor. It's not really a flavor bomb, but it's flavorful, but not overly assertive, and very well balanced. So it lends itself to a lot of different cigar profiles. So, yeah, Clynelish and the Mundial, great together tonight. And Mundial means, like, global. So that's all the fancy marketing from Alec Bradley. I think they do spend some money on marketing. Got a nice band, nice second band. So far, I think this is the third one that I've had out of the 10-pack that I bought. They've all burned fantastically. You know, when you first light it, the draw really tightens up. And that's not uncommon in my experience with a perfecto tip. I think it has to do... It's weird. Like, a lot of times you take a cold draw, you're like, oh, it's really not too bad considering there's just a small opening. As soon as you put fire to it, it tightens up. This is just a guess, but I'm going to guess it has something to do with the heat causing the tobacco, or maybe the moisture in the tobacco to kind of swell, do something that kind of makes the cigar constrict. But just a short bit in, I mean, the draw is wide open at this point. Burning very, very straight. So I like it. I feel like it's been a long time since I've done a cigar video. Yeah, I've just been kind of busy on the weeknights. You know, this time of year when it starts to get dark in the evenings, I don't always want to do a video. You know, a lot of times I do step out on the porch and smoke a cigar, but for some reason it just seems like that much more work to upload a video, which is kind of silly and not really logical, but I guess that's me, silly and illogical. Yeah, things have been good though. Trying to think of any cigar stuff to talk about. I subscribed to Cigar Snob this year, so I've had a couple of those. You know, I used to subscribe. I subscribed, I think, for about 3 or 4 years to Cigar Aficionado, and I should have brought a copy of Cigar Snob out here. But anyway, but Cigar Aficionado, not a bad magazine. I just kind of lost interest. You know, it's one of those. I think if you subscribe for that long, 2, 3, 4 years, you pretty much get the gist of what Cigar Aficionado is, and it was just kind of getting stale for me, you know, and I felt like Cigar Aficionado was a little bit lean on, you know, cigar stuff. You know, a lot of times, you know, they've got their big marquee interviews, and there were times, I'm trying to think if I can remember someone off the top of my head, but, you know, they interview these people, and they don't even mention cigars at all sometimes. If they do mention cigars, it might be a paragraph near the end. It's like, you know, if I want to read, you know, 4 pages about Rob Lowe's career, I can read People magazine, and I don't want to read People magazine. And frankly, I don't really care that much about Rob Lowe's career. You know, I wish I were more cigar centric. So that's kind of why I let it go. And there's so much, you know, extreme luxury type spotlight stuff, which if that's what you're interested, that's great. But you know, I can only read about so many, you know, 6-figure watches, you know, before it loses its novelty. You know, to read about 1 or 2, yeah, it's kind of interesting. You know, that's, wow, fancy watch, really expensive. I don't know who buys that. But like every issue, to see some, you know, $100,000, $200,000 watch, I just don't care anymore, because not only is that outside of the realm of possibility that I would ever buy something like that, even if I had the money, if I woke up a billionaire tomorrow, and that's billion with a B, I would not buy a $200,000 watch. I just couldn't do it in good conscience. But you know, to each their own. You know, if someone wants to do that, that's up to them. But I just didn't care to read about it. So I picked up Cigar Snob, which is more cigar centric. You know, and like most of the cigar magazines, it's every other month. It's like $18 a year, so it's not a lot of money. But I had actually, you know, they had Cigar Snob at the B&M that I go to, but I've never actually picked it up and looked at it. Now, they always have, you know, hot chicks on the cover, but I didn't realize how many photo spreads there are of, you know, of models smoking cigars. And this sounds terrible. You know, I'm a heterosexual man who loves the ladies, especially as it's cigar smoking ladies. I have no objections to good-looking women, but I've got I've got lots of avenues if I want to see good-looking women. You know, I'm married to one, and there's always the internet. Or if I wanted a girly magazine, I could either go for, you know, a Maxim or something dirtier. You know, if I was really in the mood for that. And then there's a, you know, trusty rusty internet for, geez, everything you can possibly imagine, and then a lot of things you don't even want to imagine. So for me to see these models, and the photos are pretty heavily airbrushed, you can kind of tell which, for me, believe it or not, that's kind of a put-off. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's because I don't know what it is. Getting older, or I've been married for almost 10 years now. The heavily airbrushed, you know, idealized type thing, it doesn't do it for me. You know, I'd rather see a blemish or two, or, you know, a stretch mark on the hip. That really doesn't bother me. It lets me know that they're real, because if I know it's not real, it's not really a turn on. Which is beside the point anyway, and the fact that I don't read a cigar magazine to get turned on sexually. It's not what I'm looking for. So, you know, there's like 3 photo spreads in the Cigar Snob magazine generally, and they're all like 10 pages. And the first time I look through them, it's exciting. It's like, wow, you know, but each page, what do I look at it? 15 seconds, 30 seconds, then I move on. So it makes the magazine a really fast read. It sucks up a lot of content space that I would rather have articles. And I mean, I guess it makes sense because Cigar Snob, while it is, the articles are much more cigar centric than Cigar Aficionado, they really concentrate a lot more on boutique blends, which I think is great. Gives you an idea of what to look for, what's going on out there outside of Fuente and Rocky Patel, Tatuaje. You really get to see, even their advertising is much more boutique, which I think is cool. And the cigars they feature are much more boutique. But there's just not that much cigar content, and I can kind of relate with, why they struggle to produce more cigar content. It's easy to just, let's throw some hot chicks in there. Nothing wrong with that. Nobody can object to that. Because I run into that. I run out of cigar things to talk about with my channel. So, that's another reason why I haven't done a whole lot of videos lately. It's like, I just haven't had a lot on my mind cigar-wise, and I don't want to... It's a cigar channel, I know I did a knife review, I did my camping stuff, but for the most part I want to try to keep it cigar-centric. Ooh. Retro Hill's a little spicy. Ooh, that burns. So, most of these Alec Bradleys are, Nicaraguan and Honduran blends. I think this one is too. It's deceptively smooth in the mouth. That one, but burned my nose. So I probably won't retrohale this anymore because I don't really like cigars that burn my nose. I'm all over the place tonight because, like I said, I run out of cigar things to talk about sometimes. So, I guess this is pretty far in. Probably lost a lot of viewers by this point, but I think I will. Maybe I'll just make a short video with a request of. Maybe I'll do a Q&A. I don't know how many questions there really are out there for me. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and open it up, and I'll probably do a follow-up video that's just a short one to get this out there. But yeah, I'd kind of like to do just a general Q&A. If anybody has any cigar-related questions or really any questions, I'm not gonna go out there like some of the really high-profile vloggers do and say all questions answered, but I'll say all reasonable questions answered. About cigars, about life, about me. My opinions, my thoughts. I'll gladly share. Like I said, anything within reason. I'm more or less an open book. So, anyway, everybody, just want to come at you and say hey, because it's been so long. I feel like since I've done a cigar video. I also want to remind you, if you want to see what I'm smoking or check in with me every now and then, between videos, because I only do videos, once or twice a week. Swing over and check out my Instagram account. I post to that, fairly regularly. I also post to my Facebook account. A lot of the pictures are the same, side by side, but not always. There's always some content that's just Instagram and some just Facebook. So, if you want to see more of me, and who wouldn't want that, right? Yeah, check me out over there, Instagram and Facebook. I'm really enjoying that. I like the interaction on Instagram. So, just like on YouTube, I always encourage you guys to message me. So, message me on this video, something for a Q&A. I'm just gonna try to collect some questions so I can have a good Q&A video. But also, shoot me a line on Instagram, Facebook, whatever. I'll, just like I message everybody back on YouTube, I'll message you back in those platforms too. Because, I'm not super duper popular. I don't get, that's not a job. It doesn't take me hours a day to do it. And I enjoy it. I enjoy hearing from you guys. So, hopefully life is treating everybody well. I checked on my channel today, and I think last I checked, I'm at 766 subscribers. And that is outrageous. That blows my mind because I don't delude myself, man. These videos are not for everybody. Even the cigar community, I know my videos aren't for everybody. Anybody who thinks that I'm tremendously boring, I'm probably not going to argue with you too much. My channel's not high energy. It's not combative. It's just me sitting on my porch smoking a cigar. I don't do cool jump cuts. I don't yell at people. I don't say fucking shit every other word. It's not an attention grabber. So, for those of you who do watch and who do comment. I really appreciate it, and it's really cool to see that there are other people out there that are kind of laid back like me. You know, I'm a laid back guy. For me, it's all just about having fun and being happy. You know, and that's what I want for myself. And I kind of want to spread the word for that for other people too. You know, I think cigar smoking is a great hobby, and it's a great way to build camaraderie, and friendship, and be happy and have fun. Because that's what it's all about to me. You know, it's about being happy and having fun. And you know, whatever you do that does it for you, stick with it and enjoy it. Uh-oh. Too much talking. You know, these... it should have gone out by now already. These do stay lit for a good while. These are well-constructed cigars. You know, I'll be curious if I get any duds, because, you know, I've had issues with Alec Bradley with inconsistent construction. Clynelish 14. Good stuff. Alright, everybody, if you're a Scotch drinker, maybe check out some Clynelish. Not overly expensive. $50 a bottle or so. If you can get a good deal on the Alec Bradley Mundial, it's worth a shot. But I don't know if it's worth a shot for $12-13. Just my opinion. I'll leave you with that. Thanks a lot for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Like, subscribe, comment, check out my Instagram, check out my Facebook, and wherever you are, I hope you can grab a cigar for yourself. I hope you're happy and healthy and safe, and your loved ones are too. And you know, it's what it's all about, man. So, all right, guys, enjoy your Friday, enjoy your weekend, and until next time, keep your feet in the pool, a drink in your hand, and a cigar in your mouth. Take care.